In today's video, I will discuss installing the subfloor and the flooring in my 2022 Mercedes Sprinter 3500 XD. Then changes were required because of the size of the furniture, so you also see some interior change made during this build. This page is about a man that bought his first pickup truck after he retired. He named it the Galaxy. This truck gave him so much capability that he decided to do more with it. So he bought this horse trailer and he wished to convert into an RV so he can travel around the country and enjoy life in a different way. And then he bought this 2022 Mercedes Sprinter 3500 XD that he can convert to VanLife so he can tow his motorcycles in his work trailer to different events around the country. Sorry for not providing any blow-by-blow installation of the floor. It took us a while to figure out how we're going to do the plywood to put it in, but after a few little changes and measurements, we got it in. And there's my friend Ricky poking his head in as we were doing our work that day. Keep in mind, Ricky was instrumental in my redesign of my floor plan because the way I had it planned out was not working. But he stepped in as a master builder and helped me get this thing straight. Subfloor is in. What you gotta do is glue that down. Be ready for more. After the subfloor was done, it was time for me to insulate the walls. Because it already had paneling, I was able to remove the paneling, put it in 3M thin insulation, and then put the panels back up. I don't plan on putting any additional panels in this build. The van is now fully insulated on the walls. I have to get the back doors and the side door, sliding door. But other than that, the installation is done. Get ready to start the flooring back there. The flooring packages were heavy. I managed to get around that problem, but I was able to do this by myself. It worked out pretty well. I got the kitchen area going in one direction and the rest of the cabin in a different direction. To my surprise, it turned out quite well. Day 3 or 4, whatever. I got the flooring all the way in now. The kitchen area floor goes one way and the rest of the thing goes another. Walls insulated. I got to start planning things out now. Remember, this was my original plan, but I started placing furniture in according to this plan, and I realized things weren't going to work. You can consider these designed by different other manufacturers of kits you can purchase, but I realized these type of beds was not consistent in what I wanted. I didn't want beds that interfere with my regular operations. I placed the kitchen cabinet and counter in place and realized the cabinet fits fine, but for what I was doing with the counter, that wasn't going to work. The refrigerator was too large for the side that I was trying to do as well. I also realized that the water tank, even though it was made for going over the wheel well, sticks out too far in the middle of the floor. So I had to make a lot of changes. That's the interior basement style air conditioner you see on the right hand side of the photo. Proposed start of the build, but I'm running out of space here. I gotta figure this out. We'll see what happens. First change would be trying to relocate my water tank and let's see how that would fit. As per recommendation and redesigned by my friend Ricky, we moved all these things to the front of the cabin. Unfortunately, the water tank didn't fit well up here, so I'm going to have to find an alternate to that. More than likely, I'm going to have to swap out this water tank for another. As you can see, I started using the Blue Eddy AC200 as my power source. I'll discuss that a little bit more later. A little change in plans. Well, that's where the sink's gonna go and the refrigerator. I gotta see if I can change this tank out. You worry about the bed and everything else back here. It's coming along. Ricky decided to do a few changes to the wall, so we can fill in the gaps that was left by the previous owner. Ricky completed the wall. Then we have one complete wall with light circuits.
You need those up next?
Yep, it'll be good. There is previous bed designs that I considered from other builders, including this idea with the folding bed, but I realized even that wouldn't work for what I was trying to do. In my design, I wanted beds that I can go straight to without having to move anything to get to them. The original bed height was designed so I could get more space underneath, and so I can mount these things straight to the framing on the side of the Sprinter, but that's going to have to change. Frames for the beds. Everything look a little rough right now, but it's coming along. The view from the other side, TV's up, bed frames, recliners are going up front there. If you didn't notice in the previous video, I changed out the water tank that fits in the right space next to the kitchen counter. But the way it's sitting now, I have to realize that I don't want it sticking out like that, so we're gonna have to try something different. So I inverted the tank to stand up instead of laying on this side. Next, we move forward to installing the recliners. Now, if I had installed recliners as per my original plan, that would make the bed on the driver's side of the van shorter than the other one, and I wanted to make them both the same. So I managed to be able to split these recliners in the center and put them on opposite sides of the Sprinter, but it turned out pretty good. I liked the placement and the way they looked, but I had to lower the beds a little bit because they interfered with me being able to recline the recliners. I had mentioned before that the recliner had electrical recline functions as well as massage function. I didn't mention that it had LED lights you can change the colors to. And it's pretty nice. It's not necessary, but it was pretty nice. It goes with this build. Now I can recline the passenger side fully back and only had a few limitations to the driver's side, which is not a problem because of the kitchen cabinet. But it works out pretty darn well anyway. This is the proof concept of the design. Very close. You can get in here. Got them reclined right now, not to the max. I'll show you what it looks like without them out. With a few tries and retries, I finally got the recliners in the positions I think they're going to stay in. Believe it or not, this probably was one of the most difficult part of this was getting these things mounted down because of my limited ability to get underneath these to mount them to the floor. This is the proof concept of this design. You walk in, first thing you do is see the recliners. Off to the right, kitchen area is kind of cluttered right now. Big TV up there, and the bed's gonna be back there. More work to be done. And I can actually walk through here. It felt good to see the functionality come to existence on this build. I'm gonna move a few more things around, but it's coming right along. I finally got the kitchen sink installed. The faucet does touch the TV right now, but it's nothing for me to worry about. The sink is installed. I didn't realize that hydrant there interfered with the TV, but it took me a minute to get it in. But it's in there, both of them, so I have to live with them close. I'm not much about design, but I can say I'm proud of myself for being able to match this cabinet to the kitchen sink the way it went. So it turned out really nice, and I like the way it looks here in the Sprinter. I finally got the tops made to the beds, and they fit really nicely. And so I'm liking the way it looks. And I'm going to eventually put hinges on this, so I'll be able to raise it up to get to the stuff underneath it. Day's progress. Got the tops made to the bed. Got the sink in. I got a top to the refrigerator. Yeah, I got to finish up. I'm going to make a backsplash part of this. I got a top for it. It's good. Nice looking sink. Turned out really nice. The process is going well. Thanks for watching.